Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode on the One Meal channel. I am your host, and we are again cooking up enough food to feed a family of 3 and then putting it into a bowl and calling it our dinner. And if you want to enjoy watching this video as much as I enjoy filming and recording and making this food, grab yourself a snack or your favorite beverage. I like chicken broth, and let us have a toast or a bite to eat with one another in celebration of another upload. 1, 2, 3. Okay, well, sorry for the late upload today. Roommate Noah grabbed or just purchased a used vehicle. There are some transmission components, supercharger components that he wanted to pull off of it and sell because the price of those parts alone were worth more than what he bought the vehicle for. And so we spent a good portion of the afternoon taking apart that vehicle together with one another. And well, we didn't get done until just a little bit ago, and that's usually when my videos come out. So late upload today, but we're not going to miss the upload. I appreciate all of you giving me your feedback on the burrito that we tried out yesterday, and also how you were scared of how I use a knife. That is good to know, as I literally almost cut my finger right there. It seems like no matter how often I sharpen this knife, I'm really close to cutting my fingers. Maybe it's time to get a new knife. It's, as you see, the knife has seen better days, but I haven't been willing to let this knife go. Maybe it's time to do that. So anyway, we're about to finish up our little bacon pre-snack that we make before our meal. This is by far the least healthy part of our meal. Egg fried rice with jasmine rice. It's probably the best rice that you can have that doesn't raise your glucose index. Brown rice is the best to not raise it, but it's also really high in arsenic and other heavy metals, so we stay away from brown rice. That's pretty bad for you. But the bacon here, by far the least healthy part of our meal, high in saturated fats, raises your LDL cholesterol, lots of nitrates in here, not good for you, but in moderation, although we have it daily, and countering that with 4 eggs, which increase your HDL cholesterol, which fights your LDL cholesterol. I gotta say, you can't be perfect on your diet. You can't be perfect on your diet. If we were all perfect, I think that we would go insane. So we gotta have something. Bacon is my vice. So, ouch. Ouchies. Gonna get a blister from that. Let's get our potatoes put in here. Smooth that around and get on our way. Let's get our rice cooking. Yeah, I think the jasmine rice has been a nice alternative. We had white rice for a while. The jasmine rice is just a lot easier on my stomach, cooks up a little bit quicker, and I also just believe, again, doesn't raise your GI quite as quickly. Let's take this massive onion, put all of it into our meal today. Noah was kind enough to take out the trash for us, so we are working with a fresh trash can. We don't need to worry about anything falling out or overflowing. Let's go here, cut this onion in half. Close, almost perfect. There we go. Let's just cut these. Great. Easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I don't really have anything to update you about today. I told you what I did today. Working on that car that Noah got. I'm starving, I haven't eaten all day. It's basically like having a workout. The transmission weighs about 85 pounds. Transfer case weighs about the same. We were pulling out of a truck that was lifted. So bringing that down from inside of the truck onto ourselves. I mean, we have tools and lifts and stuff, but it's like we don't have a commercial garage with a bunch of commercial tools. We're just hobbyists. I will update you though. Noah and I picked up some new Pokemon games when we were in Japan, or in Japanese. I picked up Pokemon Platinum. I think he picked up Pokemon Heart Gold, Soul Silver. And he also ordered, he has a GameCube here. He also ordered, I'm not familiar with this, I didn't play a lot of Kirby as a kid. What was it called? Kirby Mirror Road or something like that? It was like the second Kirby in the series he picked up. I saw him playing that earlier today. And we both, about once a night, have been playing Mario Party 7 on the GameCube. And yesterday we got our butts absolutely handed to us by the NPCs. I'm trying all the different maps. Every time we play, we're trying a new map. We're only using like 15 turns. It takes about an hour to do 15 turns. And we were just getting our butts absolutely handed to us. And I, for the life of me, can't figure out the mini games. It's really demoralizing when you're in your mid-20s playing a game designed for children and you can't even figure out the mini games where all you need to do is just move the stick around to avoid balloons or whatever. So it just goes to show, though, Noah and I are extremely confident in our friendship. Our friendship's been running for about a decade now. 5 years living together strong as roommates. We're pretty confident that Mario Party 7 is not going to break us, because that is known as the friendship killer. So we've been putting our friendship to the test. I think we're more frustrated at ourselves than we are at each other. But I'd have to ask him about that to be sure. Yeah, I do. I like all of the retro games. We had an Xbox in here earlier, and we ended up just selling it because we never used it. We played Call of Duty on it for a while, but we just, friend came over. They had a copy of Call of Duty. They downloaded it onto our device, and we played it for a while, and kind of just moved on. Noah got the GameCube. It can play Game Boy games. So we were putting our Game Boy cartridges in there, playing our Game Boy, on the GameCube on the TV, which is nice. Playing Kirby, playing Mario Party. I have a Japanese version of Mario Kart as well. That's extremely fun. I'm just not into any of the modern games. I have a PC, but I just, I've played some of the modern games. You can't keep me hooked onto them. I'm not playing Marvel Rivals. I'm not playing Valorant. I played Rocket League for a while, but Rocket League isn't new by any respects. It came out when I was in high school. 10 years ago. It's actually quite an old game, believe it or not. I've played Fortnite. I've played COD, BioShock, Red Dead Redemption, Stalker. I've played all sorts of stuff. I played the Frostpunk, Don't Starve Together. I've played a lot of different games. But it lasts for, I don't know, just a little while. I can't play these games very long and stick with them. These retro games, I don't know, I've been playing them ever since I was a kid. Some games I wasn't allowed to play. Like my mom didn't let me watch SpongeBob as a kid. Kind of weird. But ever since, I mean, I've continued playing most of the games that I played when I was a kid, or my friends played when I was a kid. Kirby, Pokemon, any sort of Mario game. Yeah, mostly Nintendo. But I'd say Nintendo, out of all of the gaming companies and studios, Nintendo has probably retained me as a customer better than any of the other studios that have come and gone. I'm curious to see how the new console that's coming out this year does, how it performs. Noah and I both gave our guess, about how much we thought it was going to cost. There are some preliminary estimates that are out. The official cost isn't out just yet. But it's higher than what Noah predicted and it's lower than what I predicted. Which means we're probably both going to get what we want if we get it. Now, we're not going to... I've never gotten something as it released. Like, I've never bought any video game the day it came out, especially if they make you pay more for it. So we will not be getting the new Nintendo console that comes out on release day. We'll find it discounted by $100 or $150 or buy it secondhand or something like that. Yeah, I am still very curious on how that's going to turn out. We tried to make burritos yesterday with some super extra large tortillas. These tortillas were either old or I just haven't figured it out yet. Anyway, I heated up some of the tortillas and we were able to make a good burrito without them breaking. But these tortillas broke on us. So we saved them. We're going to cut them to relatively small pieces. I mean, yeah, that looks good. I'm not even going to worry about stirring it. We're just going to pull. I keep leaving my cutting board over here. Come back here. We have one last chicken breast stuck on our rotisserie chicken carcass. Just pull this out. There we go. Nice. We'll have another wishbone to pick from here in a couple of days. I think this doesn't seem like enough chicken. I feel like I should be getting more chicken than this. This is it? This is all the chicken I'm going to have today? That doesn't seem right. Does this seem like such a small amount of chicken? If I'm supposed to be making a meal that would feed a family of 3, I can see it myself. Is this enough chicken to really feed a family of 3? I say no. I say no. I believe a family of 3 should have more chicken than that. Every family deserves to have more than 1 chicken breast to eat for dinner every day. For that reason, I am going to sign an executive order, effective immediately, putting the carcass of the previous chicken back into the refrigerator and extracting another full, untouched rotisserie chicken out of our strategic reserves to be distributed at whatever quantity the American citizen who has it in hand sees fit, which is perfect because there is another half chicken breast in here, and I think that's perfect. No court shall block my order to improve the circulation of rotisserie chicken supply in the household of Nathan. Beware. All chicken products must be consumed the day that they are produced. That is the contract bound between citizen and state. Okay, so now that I have that out of my system, add this back into the fridge. And sorry, I kind of smacked you guys there just a little bit, my bad. Let's add this chicken to our meal, our executive order chicken. Makes it sound more special, doesn't it? Chicken. Okay, let's see. Go here and turn this on top of itself. Yeah. Potatoes got a little cooked. Got a little overcooked. Yeah, this is going to be a heavy meal with those tortillas added. You know, you only need 1 tortilla to make a burrito. We have 2 tortillas in here. Just a little extra. A little extra. Yeah, we still have egg fried rice that we're going to add. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting, ladies and gentlemen. So, I still think the egg fried rice should be the priority. So we're going to do a little bit of what we did last time. Typically, I only like cooking in 1 pan. It is convenient, it's simple, leaves less of a mess, but also it just works really well. You know, 1 pot crock pot meals we've done on this channel. 1 pan meals. We just add everything 1 at a time. It just works well. Flavors combine well. But one of the things that I don't do well is actually turning my egg fried rice into that egg fried rice. I typically I add rice, and then I'll add the eggs on top of everything, and then the eggs will just kind of emulsify as one with everything, which is not the point. It's not the point. You want egg fried rice unadulterated by potato, tortilla, chicken, or onion. And yeah, this is going to be just a massive pile of food, like more so than usual. We might very well hit our 3 pounds today. So let's see if we can get this going here without making too much of a mess. Alright, we can. And this is not a non-stick pan. We're going to be struggling here just a little bit. that rice sit for too long. We don't want that rice to start sticking to the base either. So, spatula will absolutely work, like we have been using, but I think I'm going to try this as well, just to see. And do a little bit of variety. We'll just add our egg directly on top here. We already have a pretty hot pan, so I'm not concerned about that cold egg yolk hopping on here and cooling things down. I think that'll fry up pretty nicely. Add some garlic salt. Not something that we do very often because we have bacon grease that we cook everything in. A little bit of pepper. There we go. Switch back to the spatula. There we go. Yep. Yeah, and we do not want this to be wet. We want this to be nice and fluffy. And already the eggs on the bottom are nice and fluffy. The eggs on the top just haven't really cooked in quite as much, so we're just going to give them a little flip. Put them down like this. You can hear the moisture in the bottom. Just make a little pad like that. The best way to make egg fried rice is obviously with a wok. You've all seen it made that way. It is by far the superior method of making egg fried rice. I do not have a wok, so we'll improvise. Come up with alternatives. Be creative. Check my phone here real quick because I heard it go off. Okay. That feels good on the bottom, that's right. Quite a lot sticking to the bottom of the pan. We'll make do. Okay, but I don't see anything burning, which is good. All right. Let's add everything that we have in here back to our meal. To incorporate it in on itself. It's just an absolute boatload of food. Kind of like the largest pan that I have in my arsenal. It's still almost overflowing. I'm looking at this. It's going to be the largest meal that I've eaten in probably a couple of weeks at least. I'm not even, maybe since I've gotten back from Japan, I'm not even remotely intimidated by it. I am starving. I want to eat this food. Okay, back into the bowl we go. A massive pile of food awaits us. So try yet again not to make too much of a mess. Because of how long it took us to get what we wanted to get done in the garage, I'm not going to clean the kitchen today. Oh goodness. We only have half of our food into the bowl, and the bowl's already covered This is wild. This might be enough food to feed a family of 4. Gosh, that executive order might not have done any good after all. It might have just made things worse. Who would have thought? Said no, not to make a mess. Not to make a mess. Yeah, this is scary, guys. This is scary. I've made a mental note of the heaviest meal that we have ever put together on this channel. I don't think we're quite in that territory just yet, but this is definitely in make a mess territory, which is arguably worse. Turn this around like this. Oh my goodness. What a mess at the bottom of this pan. An absolute mess. Okay. So, let's take that over here. That is heavy, ladies and gentlemen. That is heavy, and we are going to weigh it. We are going to weigh it like we always do. Let us weigh our food, as per usual. Let's get our baseline. Cancel out the bowl. Let's take your predictions. Do you think we're going to get over 3 pounds? Do you think we're going to do over 3 pounds today? It could very, very well be. Drum roll. Holy crap. I told you it'd be close. I told you it'd be close. 2.985 pounds of food in here right now. You know, if I put a bunch of sriracha on the top of it, it might go over that 3 pounds level. I'm getting pretty good at this weighing stuff. I can look at food while it is in the pan and tell you that it's not quite going to be more than 3 pounds, but it's going to be really close, and it will be within 1 or 2 100ths of a pound away. That's a big deal. That's a big deal right there. And that is the type of content that can only be produced by somebody who has spent the last 120 plus days making the exact same meal for himself, cooking for a family or 3 or 4, and then eating it all on their own in the afternoon. So, thank you all for watching. I appreciate you tuning in. I will be back again tomorrow with more one meal content. I'll see you there. Make sure to bring a beverage. Bye.